Got fresh shavings in again. Every second day now. Keeping the bed clean. It was so cold last night. I think it went down to 3 degrees. That's very cold for us. I put these water bottles in yesterday already. And under the light, they keep the temperature. It's as if it extends the area where the heat is. So the birds have a bigger space to distribute. They don't have to sit on top of each other underneath the light. I want to actually put a bottle under the light. Or two. Butt end to butt end underneath the light that keeps the heat. Alright, so I went to town to get one of these feeders again. You can feed 20 little hatchlings on these, and then chicks are already too big for it. They're already not getting 20 in there. There's already just like 14 in there. So I went and I took off the lid of that, marked on the side of this plastic drum holes, and then I took the soldering iron and melted those holes into it, and it is 100% perfect. Last time with the last batch, I just put an old 2-liter ice cream tub in with food in. Besides the fact that they got into the food and pooped all over their food, the ice cream tub turned over on top of one of the week-old birds, and it suffocated. The following day I opened it, picked up the container to fill it up with food again, and here's one dead chick. So the top here I've made to come off. I've melted it right off the top, so it just fits on the top like that. Fill it up, and you can put it back on, and then the birds can't get into it. I think the next one I'm just going to make it, not cut it all the way around. I'm just going to cut a little piece, just leave a little piece so I can hinge on it. So fill it up and just close it up again. Otherwise it works fine. And I can maybe make it a little bit taller. These birds are so big already. They already have to crouch to get in. Yeah, so the next one I'm going to definitely make a little bit higher. I was going to go fetch a brick and put this on a brick. Yeah, maybe it's a good call. Right, soldering iron there in the background. I made these holes a little bit bigger, and I made them higher, and about the width of my outside of my thumb. And then the lid, I did as I said I was going to do. Just open it up, fold it over, fill it up with food, and just close it again. And then they can't get into the food. The lid doesn't disappear or fall off. And voila, it doesn't fall over and smother a chick. This is why I've left the lids on these feeders. Well, on this feeder. And that is why that bird is inside of the feeder. Monday morning, first feedings are done for the day. So the feed comes out, and it only comes back at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Just put a new layer of wood shavings at the bottom, and Joel Salatin calls it a carbonaceous diaper. You just put a layer of carbon on top of the poop and the urine from the previous day, and it keeps the smell at bay, number one. And then in a couple of months' time, I'll be removing this floor, which is nice and thick, with now having 2 batches of chicks go through it, pooping and peeing. We all know, obviously, that a chicken's only got one hole, right? And they all poop and pee, and when it's a female, lay the eggs, and from that one hole. It's something I learned when I got chickens. I never knew that as an adult. A year or so ago, I learned what it was. Yeah, interesting. Always leaving water, fresh water for the birds. I give them room temperature water, because the water out of the taps at the present moment are just ridiculously cold. And then never restrict the water. Always have fresh water available. I change the water probably about 7 or 8 times a day. But these guys are thirsty, so when it does get low, I just put some fresh water in. And then little bit later when I give them their feed. I hope to remember to record. Saw a meme today. Everything is, what was it yesterday? Sorry, everything is content. Don't forget to record, you know. I forget all the time. Anyways, yeah, we'll chat later. Getting back to my Charles Dowding compost bins. I've added another 2 bins. This second bin is 80% full, and hopefully by the end of the week we'll start filling this bin, and by the end of the month, where are we now, the middle of next month, hopefully the third bin will be full and we'll be able to start with the 4th bin. This bin was full to the top and I covered it up, but we can see how it's compacting down. I do believe that there's oxygen escaping as well as enzymes eating, and it is busy decomposing underneath there. There is some feathers and chicken blood in there, as well as this side. There's more feathers and chicken blood on this side, and I'm so excited. I'm so in a hurry to see what comes from this, but it's going to take another 11 months for that bed, at least for this heap. So yeah, I shouldn't be too overexcited. Next winter we'll be able to see what it's going to do. My thoughts are to start another 4 bins 1.2 meters away, which is about 4 feet, and then start another 4 bins coming up towards me, and then as they are filling, we can take some of this material and move it in there to just like propagate it, or to get it going, you know, get the worms and the enzymes into the other compost heap. And then another, after that one, another 1.2 meters and another 4 bins up there. That will give me 12 bins in this area here, which would be 12 beds worth of composts. And hopefully it's not going to take me 12 months to fill it. Hopefully I'll be able to collect enough material to fill it quicker. So I think we'll be scrounging for leaves and these type of things throughout winter to get the bins filled. I'm such a pushover chicken dad. It is 11 o'clock. I'm supposed to only bring their food at 3, but this is the food they didn't finish from this morning. So I thought, okay, well, they are complaining, they are crying, they are hungry, they have been without food for a couple of hours. Let me give them this so they can at least finish this and see the way through to, say, 3 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock. Get that crop filled up, dude. Or do that, for that matter. But first, a cup of coffee. Alright, back in the brooder, Monday afternoon, and dinner is being served. This is the first of 2 sessions, and that chap has got the limelight. Alright, Wednesday afternoon, first session for dinner. The second session will happen a little bit later. Oh well, that one got into the feeder. Into the feeder. See, that's why a feeder needs a lid. Like the one at the back there. Yeah, let me go get that one out of the food, otherwise he's going to get his poop into the food. Good morning, Tuesday. Somewhere in June, 21st of June. Tomorrow is the first day of winter. Aha, the shortest day and the longest night. So the sun starts coming back to the south again, away from the north, and you guys in the north, there in Europe and America, the Northern Americas and so forth, having summertime and stuff like that right now, enjoy it. The sun is coming on its way back to us. There's Christopher, my non-verbal. What we're going to do is we're going to trim out these trees, cut them short like I've done already here. Yes, Christopher, that's what we're going to do. We're going to prune some trees. Hello. We're going to prune some trees so we can walk underneath the trees without having our hairdos hooked in the branches like Absalom. Was it Absalom? Huh? We got stuck in the trees. Alright, I've used one of the outside feeders that I use in the tractors. A couple of videos back I showed how I put one together just to accommodate most of these birds. Even those 2 5-liter containers that I modified are getting too small. I'm a little concerned that these birds don't eat as much as the previous batch did on rationed time to eat. So we're going to give them some more time, but they must pick up the weight. Just concerned that they don't get to the weight that I want them to get to. It is winter time now as well. Welcome to winter in Africa. It has officially arrived, the 22nd of June 2020. Christopher there contemplating what to do with the rest of his winter. And Lucian on top here bringing down the branches from the lime trees that were pruned yesterday. The chicks in the brooder, their predecessors went out around about this time, the first batch, and I see I've got, according to the weather forecast, some cold wet weather coming. Now wet is not normal for us for winter, so that's kind of weird, but it's okay. I'll be there's Lucian. I'll be putting on the sprinklers today again, just to get the soil wet again, because it's normally dry in the winter with us, and it's not normally wet. So I'm not quite trusting that there's rain coming, first thing, but there's definitely going to be cold. There's always cold. And our cold is like the low being 7 degrees Celsius. 6-7 degrees Celsius, which is cold, you know, for Africa. I do believe we've got extremely beautiful weather, and I'm complaining just because it's weird to complain about such nice weather. And I'm actually just trying to get the guys from the southern hemisphere to feel jealous. And here's my biggest ace up the sleeve. Today is our winter solstice, and that's the longest night, shortest day, and from here on out the nights will get shorter and the days will get longer. So soon spring and summer will be ours again. Yeah. All right, be blessed. We'll chat to you later. Ciao. As I was saying, it's winter now. We don't get rain in the winter. Doesn't happen here in Africa. Well, not this part of Africa. No rain. Just ignore the water that's falling out of the sky there in the background and the noise that it's making. But we don't get rain here. Not in winter. That had to happen some other time. Dun, dun, dun. Friday morning, the 24th of June 2022. I broke my mug yesterday. Now I have to stick to these generically big tea troughs. My mug was a good mug, yeah, but it was inevitable. Yes. Just me and Christopher here again today. Finished up 2/3 of the lime tree orchard's pruning. I've got 1, 2, 3 of those smaller trees down there, 3 lanes that needs to be done. The geese are coming to visit as well, and I still have to move these pallets up to the top to where the compost bays are. Well, let's start the day. I just sent my mother an 8-minute voice note telling her what I'm busy doing. The branches from the lime trees that I was pruning yesterday, well, some of them, half of them, that Lucian did not take down to the pile of branches that we've got at the bottom. I'm now just cutting off the greens from it, and the greenish branches and the leaves and so forth, so I can put that into the compost. So I've got plenty of greens in there. Obviously the temperature then just jumps through the roof of the compost, number one, and number two is the nitrogen that gets captured through this process is much better. Now I would love to have had some other chipper. I could just throw these through the chipper and I would have been done with the job by now, but that's what I've got, and a pair of these, so we'll make the best of it. Right, Friday 24th of June 2022, second batch of chickens, and I follow Richard Perkins's permaculture way, or regenerative agricultural textbook, and in his textbook he gives grams per bird per day per serving what you should be giving, and I am putting it forth for these birds to eat, but it is too much. They're not getting through it all. I remember with the first batch I also had in the beginning, but they were eating enough, or they're not eating enough, and so forth. But now with the second time around, I'm obviously more attentive to it and seeing that I'm doing it right, and I realize that these guys are eating less. So I wonder what the result's going to be when we're done with week 2 now. Another 6 weeks from now, and then we should be finished harvesting these guys, and what the sizes are going to be like comparing to the sizes from the first batch. Sunday morning, in between the second and first feeding, or first and second feeding in the morning, I take out the feeder and the water, and I put a layer of wood shavings in just to give them a fresh bed, and same at night time when they're in the brooder. I'm planning on moving these guys out tomorrow onto the lime orchard, or into the lime orchard, and thus this practice will not be necessary again, except for this evening when they get fed before they go to bed, so that they have a dry-ish floor to work with. This is the longest, obviously, time that I've kept birds in the brooder, because this is only the second batch of birds I'm keeping. The first batch of birds went out after 2 weeks. These guys are now in 2 weeks, 4 days. Yeah, 2 weeks and 4 days. So I feel that they're getting too cramped for space, and also I have to more frequently put down more volumes of wood shavings to keep their environment healthy and clean. So it's time to go. Outgrown their home, their first home. They're going into the second home. I'm actually feeling really sorry for them, because it's cool out there. We are in our winter now, and as much as it is a learning curve for me, I feel sorry for them. I really do. But they're all feathery. They keep each other warm. They snuggle up neatly. There'll be 25 of them in each chicken tractor. I've got small chicken tractors, and I do cover them with fleeces at night so they can keep the heat. In the spirit of reusing all the blocks from the pellets that I am assembling for the compost bins are being burned and made coals with, so that I can braai some meat. We had a power outage for most of the day, so this is one of my chickens from the first slaughter that's going to be braaied today. And then there is some rump steaks as well that's going onto the fire and well, onto the coals. Obviously, for those who are not familiar with the way that we cook meat in South Africa, this is a expanded metal grid that then just sits on top of that half a drum and top of the coals, and then you grill your meat on top of that. Lucian, stand up straight. Why have you not been filming my movies? Why have I been filming all my movies? I'm battling. These guys are complaining. They're saying, where's Lucian? From YouTube. They're all like, where's Lucian? Do you feel sorry for them that they have to be stuck with my filming capabilities? Hi? Do you feel... I feel sorry for them. Do you feel sorry for them?
Whoa. I saw green and red flame.
It's different gases burning. Different chemicals burning at different temperatures.
Woo!
Is it hot? No, take off the jersey. It's going to get cold out there. It's winter, man. It's just hot around the fire. Hey, I've asked you a question. Don't you feel sorry for the people from YouTube? I do too. You must film me more. I can see my pretty face. Lucian, why do you like planets?
They're viewish.
They viewish? What does viewish mean?
Well, it means like, I love the view.
Ah, fantastic. It's got a very beautiful view. All the planets have got a beautiful view. When you're on them or when you watch them?
When I watch them.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Alright. Yeah, Lucian loves planets. And NASA is his favorite daycare. Is NASA not a daycare center?